With the rise of short-form video content over the last several years, you've likely heard a lot of this type of advice. You need to post more. You need to be posting 3 times or more a day on these platforms to grow. And I don't know about you, but as someone who has prioritized long-form, high-quality content over the years, the idea of posting 3 times a day not only seemed unsustainable, but like I'd really be losing quality of my content. Needless to say, I was having a hard time wrapping my head around this. But I have to admit, I was curious. So last month I challenged myself to post 3 times a day on YouTube Shorts, and I'm going to share what happened with you right now. If you're new here, I'm a fashion and beauty micro-influencer based in New York City, and I use this channel to help you create great content, grow your digital brand, and earn sustainable income from content creation. So if any of that interests you, please consider subscribing. So first things first, I want to address, where did this advice come from? Why are people saying that posting more is the key to growing? I think there are really 2 key reasons for this. The first being that algorithms like to see you active. This is the difference between an algorithm-controlled platform and a searchable platform, which I've talked about a lot on this channel before, where an algorithm is going to look for accounts that are active, engaged, and producing a ton of content and want to promote them because of how active someone is being. And it's just math, really, where the more you post, the more you'll be seen. Because if you're posting more and more videos, there's a higher chance that one of those videos will be seen by the right person and will continue to be distributed to more and more people and eventually take off. So before I started this journey of posting 3 shorts a day, I was posting 3 shorts a week. So 12 shorts a month, meaning that I basically amped up my content creation and was producing 7 times more content last month for shorts than I typically do in a given month. I was hoping that by producing 7 times more content, I would have a better chance to be seen and I'd see an uptick in my metrics. So let's break down exactly what I challenged myself to do, the content that I ended up sharing, and my 5 main takeaways. So my challenge was overall pretty simple. I wanted to post 3 shorts a day for the month of April, which is 30 days. Now, one exception that I ended up adding in after I began this challenge was that I only ended up posting 2 YouTube shorts every Tuesday, because that is when my long form videos go live on my channel, and I wanted to have them go live at their regular time on Tuesday mornings and give them a little bit of time to accumulate views and all of that stuff. So if you do the math there, posting 3 times a day for 30 days minus 4 means I created and published 86 shorts in the month of April. That's a lot of content. And I think it's important to also share what my goal for doing this challenge was, other than just experimenting and sharing my findings with you, as I tend to do with a lot of social media trends. So in addition to doing that, my goal was obviously, of course, to bring in more subscribers to my channel, but more so than that, to use shorts as kind of a form of lead generation to get my name out there, get some name recognition, and get people to subscribe with the hope that they would come over to my long form content. Because I do love long form content. At the end of the day, this is where I get to really connect with you, dive deeper, and ultimately monetize higher too, because of increased watch time and the higher CPMs on long form content versus shorts right now. These long form videos really make me feel like I'm providing value a lot more than I can deliver in 60 seconds, which is currently, at the time I'm filming this, the maximum length that a short can be. So I had the hope that people would subscribe, but also that they'd really stick around and explore my other content as well. So let's review the content breakdown of what exactly these 86 videos were, because I think just upon hearing that number, it sounds so overwhelming and you might be tempted to say, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I can't make 86 videos in 30 days. And don't worry, I didn't technically either. So 30 of these 86 videos that I filmed were brand new content that I was creating for YouTube Shorts, whether that was filming it in my camera roll and then uploading it with the intention of it going to Shorts and not really any other platform, or whether that was me actually filming in the Shorts camera roll and then uploading the video. So that was basically one brand new original piece of content every day of the month. 27 of the videos that I posted in April were actually just random footage that I pulled from my phone camera roll that I already have, that I added a song and text overlay to, and that's really it. It sounds too simple, but it really works. And I was so surprised to see a lot of the videos that performed well were videos of me going back and just pulling random things from my camera roll, adding, an interesting tip or interesting quote or something over top of them and just uploading them to Shorts. It actually made the content creation process very quick, and it also gave me a chance to repurpose the content that's just sitting in my camera roll, because maybe I used it for a reel that I posted last spring, but what are the odds that people on Shorts are aware of that content? So I liked being able to use this strategy to kind of speed up my content creation process and create a piece of content in like under 5 minutes. 22 of the shorts that I posted were short form content just repurposed from either TikTok or Reels, meaning I was able to download that video, remove the watermark, and basically just re-upload it to YouTube Shorts. Now, YouTube Shorts, I'm in the Shorts creator community, and they do advise creators to basically not do this. They encourage you to use their in-app filming features and also camera and text. So that's just one thing to consider. I think the biggest benefit of doing this is that it gives YouTube the ability to scan the metadata. So if I were to type in the title of a video like 5 spring outfits within YouTube, it can register that I typed that in, versus if it's already baked into the content coming over from TikTok, it's not going to pick up on that. So obviously adding it to the title would be one way to help classify that video. Adding something to the description or the tags of that short are also ways to help further classify it and tell YouTube what your video is about. I'll also add, I've heard creators share that same advice from both Instagram and TikTok, that you should use the in-app editing tools. And I just feel like when you're posting to multiple platforms, it's really unrealistic to do that if you don't have endless time on your hands and don't want to burn out. So in my experience, it hasn't necessarily greatly impacted my content one way or the other, but continue to experiment and use your judgment to figure out what works best for you. And for the final 7 shorts that I shared, I actually repurposed little clips from my long form content and posted them as shorts. So instead of going in and rewatching all of my videos, trying to figure out what content to create, I actually used TubeBuddy's suggested shorts feature, where you can click on any video in the TubeBuddy toolkit or the toolbar on your YouTube page, and it will show you a 15-second up to 60-second, I think, window where retention really spiked in your video, and it'll say you should take this and turn it into a YouTube short. So this was a really great way to speed up that process of getting clips from long form videos, and not only any clips, but the clips where people went back and rewatched, or where retention was really high or something was happening, because with short form content, you do need that, you need to grab someone's attention quick before they swipe away. And so I think that that was a really helpful feature. TubeBuddy is always linked down in the description box if you haven't gotten a chance to try it yet. If you're serious about growing your YouTube channel, I really like using it and I've used it for years. And another big benefit to kind of repurposing that long form content, aside from the fact that you really don't need to create anything new other than just grabbing that clip, is that I also tried to use that to drive content back to my long form videos, which, as I mentioned, was one of my goals, one of my things I was hoping to achieve through this challenge. So the best way that I've found to drive traffic from a short to a long form video is by adding a pinned comment to each short, because people won't really be looking at the description when they're swiping through the shorts feed, but they probably will go to the comments. So you can pin a comment and say, for the rest of this video, or for more tips like this, you can watch this next. Put your link and you're good to go. So that's kind of the setup and the content breakdown. And again, that's just what I've did. If you guys have done any challenges like this, or you've been experimenting with not just YouTube Shorts, but any short form content platforms and have tips or ideas, please leave them in the comments down below. I would love to hear what has worked for you all as well. Okay, so at the end of the day, I actually was able to do it. I actually posted 3 shorts a day, 2 on Tuesdays, for the entire month of April. So let's go through my top 5 takeaways from this experiment. So first, luckily and most obviously, my metrics were up across the board. So in terms of overall views, in terms of likes and subscribers, I'll share a screenshot on the screen here so you can see my exact metrics for shorts. Everything was up by a significant percentage, which I would hope is the bare minimum of the result of me posting more. Again, obviously the more you post, the more chances you have to be seen within the algorithm. So the fact that I upped the frequency from 3 times a week to 3 times a day definitely led to a big jump in these metrics. Now, looking at them on my laptop, I definitely would have preferred more subscribers and comments to views and likes, just because I feel like YouTube is this place where community is so strong, and I'm more interested in converting people over to becoming subscribers and having engaging conversations in the comments versus just those views, which are obviously fun, but if someone just watches for 5 seconds and swipes away, it's not necessarily a win or a conversion in my book. You know, I want people to stick around and want to continue the conversation. And so knowing that is really key as I go forward and plan shorts content in the future. I also thought it was interesting YouTube includes this metric on shorts where you can see it was pretty 50-50 split of who stuck around to watch my content or who swiped away right away. I did start the sprint with 13,321 subscribers on April 1st, and I ended the sprint with 13,841 subscribers on April 30th. So I gained 520 subscribers over the month of April, but only 189 of those subscribers came from shorts. The rest came from my long form content. So that's helpful for me to know. And again, I also thought that 50-50 split of who's continuing watching and who swipes away is really important, which leads me into my second biggest takeaway, which is that hooks are extremely important in short form content. I know this is kind of an obvious one, but I just want to reiterate it because sometimes it is helpful to remind ourselves of these basics and think to ourselves, what would keep me watching? And I think that that looks different for every different creator in every different type of niche, but I think the idea that you want to pique someone's interest while they're scrolling is not anything new, but I do think it's an important reminder for creators to watch your content, and if you saw the first 3 seconds of it and it was someone else's video, ask yourself, would I keep watching? And I noticed my top performing shorts from April all had a very strong hook to them. There was one video which was one of the ones repurposed from a clip I already had in my camera roll where I'm walking down the street and I put the text on top that said reasons I hate being self-employed, but I just never put any reasons because you guys know I love being self-employed. So that was a 5-second loop that had really high retention. It kept people watching to be like, wait, did I miss something? Like, did the text not load? Why would she hate being self-employed? It was one of my highest viewed videos from the month, and it really also got people watching. I also posted another video that was showing the behind the scenes of the photo shoot, implying that I would show you the finished result of the photo at the end. So I think that little tease of seeing the process versus the final product also kept people watching, and that was also one of my highest viewed videos from the month. So just be sure to ask yourself, what would make me keep watching when you're coming up with hooks for your short form content? Let's move on to my next takeaway, which is that if you're going to be posting more, realistically, in order to actually complete a challenge like this or up your posting, you've got to be okay with dropping the quality. Again, this is something I struggle a lot with, especially on YouTube, which is arguably the platform I put the most time and energy into as a content creator. But in order to produce the volume of content needed to keep up with 3 times a day, it was just a known fact that I was going to need to drop the quality of the content. And of course, I still tried to make it good. I still tried to make every piece of content helpful. But again, if that meant repurposing a clip from a long form video where maybe the resolution wasn't as great when I zoomed into 9:16, I had to let go of that and just do it anyway, knowing that I'd rather have that video up than miss one of my videos for the day. So in order to do this, you really just want to make creating content as easy as humanly possible, which is where the idea of pulling content from from my camera roll that I had already shot, and just adding new text to it really came in handy this month. And like I said, out of 86 videos, I was able to produce 30 brand new videos. So I was able to have about a third of my content be brand new content where I was trying to keep the quality up and was trying to create some original content to mix in with the other content that I was just repurposing. So it was just one of those things where in order to reach the goal, I kind of had to modify my creation process, which definitely put me out of my comfort zone, but is something I'm glad I did, because I know that I can still create a useful piece of content using footage from a year ago. And that opens up actually more for me as a content creator, especially whether I'm sharing it on Shorts or other short form platforms like Reels or TikTok too. However, my next takeaway is really just at the end of the day, this is not a sustainable way to create content. I think it's one thing to do something like this and have a set timeline for it, like this is the day I'm starting it and this is the day I'm ending it, but to have this as your open-ended content strategy will definitely lead to burnout. It is not something that I recommend doing, and I mean, I'm exhausted. I don't ever see myself doing something quite like this again, at least on YouTube Shorts, now that I've done it once. So yeah, I do not recommend making this a part of your regular content strategy, because you're just gonna be as tired as I am, and I wouldn't wish that on you. I think the two best cases where it's a good idea to try something like this and give yourself this like intense of a challenge creatively is if you're starting a new platform from scratch and you really want to front load a lot of content on there so that people have a lot to look at when they come and check out your profile, or if you're in a creative rut and you're just looking for a way to jumpstart your creativity. Making sure that I actually got 3 videos up every day really pushed me to say, okay, you need something, so can you make something out of nothing right now, or something sitting in your camera roll, or can you quickly hop on and film a quick tip that you're thinking of or something that happened in your business today? And it definitely got my creative juices flowing, especially doing this challenge in April, coming off of the first quarter of this year where I was creating and producing my first digital course and was essentially at my laptop every day for 3 months. Felt really good to get up, move around, come up with fresh content ideas. And so it definitely sparked the kind of content creation focus now that I have this quarter. And I really like having that variety in my influencer business. So it's definitely a great idea if you are looking to jumpstart your creativity, but just make sure you put an end date on it. Also, if you're a creator and you think you could benefit from monthly challenges, I do always post a new monthly challenge in my Patreon. I promise not all of them are this intense, but there have been challenges in the past, like do that one thing on your business to-do list this month, or try out a new social media platform. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely check out my Patreon membership, which is always linked down below. But honestly, another big thing that really helped me here was the ability to schedule content. So definitely be sure to schedule your Shorts content if you can. I don't feel like you need to be quite as active in responding to comments and stuff as you do on Instagram, but just be mindful of when you're scheduling content in case you want to check in, reply to some people. But scheduling gave me the capability to actually make sure that this challenge got completed, because I was able to batch the content in kind of little segments, schedule it all. So a post went live in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening every single day. And it just gave me a lot of flexibility. And my next takeaway from this Shorts content sprint is you really do need to have some patience with it. I didn't really see the results I was hoping to in the immediate aftermath of this month. Like I said, only a small percentage of my new subscribers came from Shorts. It wasn't really any moment of viral explosion or big growth, and that's okay because I am in it for the long game. So I think going into it with the idea of being patient and not minding doing kind of the upfront work and then waiting to see what happens is a good way to go about it. As we've talked about on this channel before, TechCrunch has reported YouTube Shorts is still getting billions of views every single day. And from other creators who I've spoken to who are also in the YouTube Shorts creator community, a lot of them were saying pay attention and wait, because sometimes around the 28-day mark or even after that, Shorts can take off off after that amount of time. So I am curious to see what comes through the rest of this month of May, to give everything a little bit of time to kind of settle in, give people a chance to find it and for the algorithm to circulate it, because there are still so many more consumers on Shorts than creators right now. So I am really trying to get in early and take advantage of this opportunity. Even though YouTube Shorts has been around since 2020, I feel like right now is really when a lot of the attention has been on it, and I'm determined to, be an early adopter, try to make the most of it, and incorporate it more into my long-form strategy, but ideally in a much more sustainable way than what I just did. I really do think I've done myself some good by kind of just front-loading all of this content, saying, hey, here's my content, go show it to people and let's see what they think. And I do think for the short term, I'm gonna go back to my 3 times a week schedule just to make sure that I'm sharing Shorts content that makes sense for my audience here on YouTube. So yeah, those are some takeaways and overall thoughts from this Shorts content sprint. And thanks to all of you who also followed along on Instagram and were sending me supportive messages each week, and here on YouTube too, obviously. But on Instagram, we can get in the DMs, and it's always great to chat more one-on-one with you all. Again, if you're looking for monthly challenges, content ideas, desktop wallpapers, and much more, if you're a creator, you're gonna love my Patreon. Go check it out. Memberships start at just $1 a month, so there's honestly nothing to lose. You know how important I think YouTube Shorts is to the success of a YouTube channel, but if you want to hear a few of the other key ingredients that I think will make your YouTube channel successful in 2023, be sure to check out the up next recommendation on the screen. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.